Hello, once again, this is Brother Teacher uh, with a review uh, not only of a financial, I guess you can call it a stock trading company, financial company called Stash, online application that you can sign up for, a place that can help you invest in stocks, uh, like many other new inventions, if you will, electronically. But anyway, I've heard that Stash uh, was a viable means to start to invest in stocks. And apparently, the one shoe doesn't fit all. My first experience with them was my last experience, which was today. Just cutting to the chase. What happened was several days ago, I applied for a Stash account, and after application, I submitted my banking information, and they sent me a message saying that I had to submit my banking information so that they could allow me to fund my Stash account. Now, they sent two test uh, uh, deposits to my account to make sure that it wasn't an actual legitimate account. Those tests went through, and then they deducted them again under $1. That's a typical thing when you're dealing with ACHs, electronic transfers, if you will. And this morning, to my surprise, they overdrew my bank account by over $1,000. Yes, Stash overdrew my bank account by over $1,000. Now, the crazy thing is, I never funded my Stash account. I just simply gave them my banking information so that they could set me up to fund the Stash account. But for some reason or another, Stash took several hundreds of dollars out of my account as if I invested in some stock already, and I did not do that as of yet. So it ended up overdrawing my account, and I was perturbed. So first thing I did, I contacted my bank and I let them know what happened. I said it was erroneous. I said it was not something that I participated in. I just signed up for the account and gave my information. And the bank said, okay, we will remove it, and there's a overdraft charge. So I had to ask a question. I said, excuse me? Yeah, this is on the phone. I said, an overdraft charge? I said, why is there an overdraft charge? He said, because they charge your account this amount of money and so forth, so there's an overdraft. All right. Okay, so I said, well, I'll be in to see you, the bank that is, in a couple hours. But in betwixt that time, I contacted Stash. Took me a moment to get someone, but the young lady was polite, courteous, and I told her this. I said, thank you for being courteous and understanding, but I said, I just signed up a couple days ago for this account, and I just submitted my financial information, but I have not done anything financially in terms of putting money in my Stash account, but you all were attempting to take X amount of dollars out of my account. I said, how is that? I said, that didn't happen by my consent. And she said, well, I apologize for the inconvenience. I said, well, here's where we are. Here's where the rubber meets the road, ma'am. I said, I want you to try to explain to me how this happened. And she gave me some language as it relates to stocks and investments and so forth that I didn't quite comprehend, but I'm not a dummy. But anyway, she said it would take 7 to 10 days to correct my account with them, but she would shut down the account upon my request, which I did. I said I want to close the account, and she did that, and sent me an email to confirm that. All right, but she said that she cannot refund the overdraft fee that I was charged by my bank. And I said, but I didn't cause the issue. I said, okay, that's your policy. I said, all right, well, thank you. And so she said the account was closed. I said, thank you, I appreciate that. I said, I'm sorry that we weren't able to do business, me and your company and so forth. And that was the end of it. So after that, I went to my bank, and I sat down and I talked to the assistant manager who originally talked to me on the phone. And I said, how is it that you are charging me an overdraft fee for something that they did? And it wasn't complicit. It wasn't me trying to pay them. It was them trying to take money from me that I never authorized. All right. And he said, well, you requested a service. Note the word service. The overdraft had to be consented to by me, and I had to sign for it. It was still kind of sketchy and suspect to me. Wait a minute. I'm looking at him in his eyes, and we have a fairly decent relationship, and I'm saying, I want you to understand where I'm coming from, comprehend this. I say, first of all, this is an outside financial entity that I'm using for the first time. I signed up for them, and I gave them my banking information, but I didn't authorize them to take anything out of my account. And yet I'm the one made to pay an overdraft fee. And he said, well, okay, well, it's a service. Still trying to wrap my brain around this. What's a service? The overdraft request to stop payment, in other words. So it was a stop payment on my account from them. It's a service. I said, well, I hear what you're saying. I said, but I'm not quite in acceptance of that, of those terms. And he said, well, it's the way the bank operates. I said, I know you make your money off of fees and loans and so on. I said, I get that. I said, but to me it doesn't fit. They are an institution outside of you that's trying to take money out of one of your customers' account that your customer did not agree to, and the customer's made to put the bill. Then he made a statement, well, can you ask them if they would pay this? No, I can't do that because they said that that's not their policy and that's against their rules. They just can't pay the service fee. I said, all right, looks like I'm stuck a little bit. Anyway, he said, well, I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to someone and see if we can waive the overdraft fee. So my experience in time past with banks is when you stop payment on something, it's removed from your account almost immediately, within 30 minutes at least. I'm just being nice. So a couple hours had passed, and I come to the bank again, and I said, well, it hasn't been removed. I said, why is it still on my account that this negative charge is on my account? I said, why is that still there? And he said, well, I'll talk to so-and-so. Okay. So I left him a voice message. I'm not trying to worry you all's patience. I'm just venting in a sense. But I left him a message, and I called him back about half an hour after I left the message because he never responded. And then he said, oh, okay, I've talked to so-and-so, and it will be off of your account tomorrow morning. tomorrow morning from this particular date on the 27th of July, the 28th. He said, and we will waive the overdraft fee. He said, so it will all reflect in your account tomorrow. So what I'm saying to you is be careful when you're dealing with financial institutions online and apps on Google Play or anything else. Not saying that they're not a legitimate company. I just had a not so good experience because it affected me in a negative way. So he said from what he saw that they had a lot of good reviews, and they may have, but it didn't happen with me. So it's just one of those things. So I'm not discouraging anyone to use this company. It just did not work the first time with me, and I may not attempt to do it again with that same company. But I don't like the fact, this is me, I don't like the fact that banks, major banks, banking institutions drain us consumers dry with service fees when they oftentimes are unwarranted. And I gave the assistant manager an example. I say, let me tell you this. I remember years ago, just a footnote, I was with another bank, and I'm literally at the bank every single day, sometimes twice a day, because my business was 2 blocks from the bank. And I had overdrafts before at savings and loans and credit unions before. They know me personally, so the overdraft may have been $10, $15. They would waive the fee because I'm a member. I've been there for many years, okay? And I correct it if I have them. So this one particular major bank, I had an overdraft for $1.75, and they charged me $45 in an overdraft fee for $1.75 overdraft. That didn't sit right with me. Being a man of principle as I am, I went to the bank and I talked to the manager. I said, you are charging me $45 for an overdraft that's $1.75. And I struggled with that for a couple of minutes there with her, just in frustration. And she said, well, I can't waive the whole fee. I've got to charge you something. I'll just cut it in half. I didn't like that either, many years ago. So my point is, buyers and consumers beware. Don't keep all of your money in one bank, one financial institution. And I've told you this in time past, don't keep all of your eggs in one basket. Never do that. Make sure you diversify. Make sure that you have your money spread out, and I'll talk about that in a future video again. Have 5, 10 vehicles where you have your assets, your money. Physical money is not an asset, by the way, just for your information. Physical paper, coin, and currency, that's not real money. You know, it's fiat. It's monopoly money. It's only backed by the good faith, so-called, of the United States corporation. It's not backed by gold and silver. So buyers and consumers beware. Guard your lives. Study the world that you live in. Well, I'm happy that the bank did waive the fee, but I'll just be a little bit more vigilant in the future when applying to companies that are relatively new to me. And I advise you to do the same. This is Brother Teacher. If you have had a similar experience, let us know in the comment section below. If you need any information, or if you would like me to talk about a particular subject, financial, martial arts, health and wellness, government, spirituality, and so forth, let me know, and I'll do my best to respond to you. Take care.